Now for the show that's truly too hot to handle. It's The Melting Pat, and it starts right now.
You're listening to The Melting Pat. Here's your host, Pat Johnson.
Why, thank you, Jerome. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the show, The Melting Pat. Thank you for being here. Today is my birthday. I don't know why I did that, but yes, today, if you listen while the day the show comes out, it is my 34th birthday. Thank you very much. This is actually the second podcast episode I've released on my birthday. Just happened that way. And I didn't really have a special plan for today. I thought maybe I'd have a guest. That would have been fun. Well, no, I'm sorry. I did have a plan for today. The first plan was to have Phil and Joel back here to do some wrestling talk, but the scheduling didn't work out, and that's fine. I'm hoping we're gonna get together at some point and have another big long wrestling show because I love those. And just the timing never worked out, and it happened. That's why I do the show by myself, because the only schedule I have to clear is mine, pretty much. So that's not true, actually. Now I got the kid and all that, but generally most weeks I just have to do this on my own and figure out when I can fit the time in here to do the show on a break while the system is down, like I'm doing now. So yeah, so there you go. Yeah, today again, when the show comes out is my birthday. I never really make a huge deal about my birthday. The plan, I guess, just to get Wawa for dinner, and the Phillies are on. Everybody's gonna be home, just gonna be hanging out, and no ice cream cake this year because we're going away. We're leaving tomorrow, and so I don't want it to sit in the freezer for a couple of days. So I'd rather just we'll take care of it later, or not. I don't know, figure it out. So yeah, thank you for the wishes. I'm sure I got some because Facebook told you to wish me a happy birthday, and I appreciate it. Even if you only did it because the internet told you, and not that you remember my birthday, it doesn't matter that much. But thank you. Yes, I'm just grateful. Been very fortunate with all the things I've been able to do and the things that I have, and it's been really great. We've obviously had some rough patches, especially the last year or so. But that part is over, so I'm grateful for that. So yeah, thanks for all the well wishes and continuing to listen to this stuff that I spew out of my face hole. I appreciate every one of you, and subscribe to the Patreon. How about that? How's that? Wow, did you really turn that heartfelt thanks into an ad, Pat? Yes, I did. Because I did a bonus retail story that you can hear only if you subscribe and watch me. You don't have to watch the video, I guess. You can listen to, I should really put up the audio, right? Damn. All right, I'm going to do that starting with this one. It's going to be video or audio. You can listen or watch. You can see me in my bright red Phillies headband that matches nothing else I'm wearing, and hear a retail story that I'd never told on the show before. There you go. I think that'll get at least one person to subscribe. If not, that's fine. So today on the show, we're talking about a lot of food, actually. Sorry, Mom. I know a couple episodes in a row, months ago, my mom listened to 2 in a row, which, again, I do not recommend. But she said, you talked about food twice in a row, and I'm hungry now. Well, Mom, sorry, you're going to get hungry again. We're talking about, well, maybe you won't, because the food we're talking about is not great. But Hot Pockets released a new product called Deli Witches. We'll talk about those. I won't spoil it. We'll get there in a second. I'm going to talk about a Chinese place near us that closed years ago, and for a really fun reason to me. And we actually before we went on, we just got some fan mail. We're doing a mailbag episode next week. It's already in the can. But we got a question right before we went on. So I will answer it right at the end of the show here. And then we'll talk about a new movie that's coming to Paramount Plus that I want to tell you about, because just a fun thing to wrap the show. All right? Sounds great, right? Doesn't it? No, it doesn't sound great? Okay, well, in any case, that's what's going on with the show today. Again, no sports because I'm doing this on Monday and you're hearing this on Saturday at least, because my week this week is insane. And then I got to pack and I got to do all kinds of other stuff. So my bad if you like sports. But as I sit here, the Phillies have won 4 in a row. And I'm very excited about that. So go Phils, let's go. And I'm excited. Maybe they've lost every game since, as you sit here and listen. But there you go. So all of that said, we are going to play a song. We've got a new song from our friends 90s Kids. They released an EP called Wreck My Life. It's available now where you get your music. Spotify, you can stream it. You can buy it on Apple Music or wherever you get your stuff, as far as I know. You can find more from them at 90skidsband.com. And I love this song because, well, it's relatable to me. And I'll tell you about that when we get back. But this is, again, brand new from our friends 90s Kids. It's Fitness Account. It's the Melting Pat. Back in a bit.
Grew up with my head in the clouds. Guess I never quite grew out of feeling like I could be relevant. 'Cause I'm out here trying to be famous, watching my friends grow their savings, building lives in credit. Or am I just pathetic? And maybe I should get a hobby, start to take care of my body. Oh no, get obsessive about my health, start a fitness account, convince the internet I'm doing well. I've spent whole summers in my room, writing songs and singing blues about some girl who never heard 'em. And if these songs don't pay the rent, what the hell do I do then? I don't know how to be a person. Why can't I just be realistic? Start a job and run my business. Oh no, and I can't get it through my head. Maybe boring's for the best, 'cause better men have settled down for less. I hope my best days aren't behind me. The word normal terrifies me. I wanna be remembered. I think that's why I still believe I'm not too old to have these dreams. The dreams don't last forever. And maybe I should get a hobby, start to take care of my body. Oh no, get obsessive about my health, start a fitness account, convince the internet I'm doing well. Why can't I just be realistic? Start a job and run my business. Oh no, and I can't get it through my head. Maybe boring's for the best, 'cause better men have settled down for less. 'Cause better men have settled down for less.
And there you have it, our friends 90s Kids with a song from their latest EP, Wreck My Life. That song is Fitness Account, 90s Kids Band. That's 90s KIDS band.com for more from them. Get the EP, where you get your stuff. Tell them I sent you. They may know who I am. I don't know. Again, Fitness Account, 90s Kids. It's the Melting Pat. Thank you, my friends, for for letting us include you on the show. Little improv on the end there, and I don't know why I did that weird flex thing for the patrons, but it's kind of the mood I'm in right now. Just kind of like, who cares? Jesus. 90skidsband.com for more from them. Tell them I sent you. They might know. They might remember. They might also not care. So either way, that's fine with me. Find more from them. Let them know. They just played a show this week, I think, in Nashville. So if you went, I hope you enjoyed it. By the time the show comes out, it's already happened, but it hasn't happened yet while I sit here. Is that weird? Probably, but timing has always been weird with this show anyway. So there you go. There, that's good. We're good, right? Yes, get the EP, Wreck My Life. It is wonderful. And we should have them on, right? At some point, right? Well, now we got to wait a few weeks because we just played another of their songs. But that song, it's a lot of singable stuff on there. So definitely check that album out. And if you want me to have them on, let me know. And I'll reach out. We'll try to schedule it. Even though, again, my schedule at this point is very limited. So keep that in mind if you want me to have any guests. That it's going to be tough. All right. So there you go. 90skidsband.com. I think we've said their website 4 or 5 times in the last 2 minutes, but I think that's good. All right. On to the show, on to the food stuff. Oh boy. Let's start with this one. So Hot Pockets. Do you know Hot Pockets, everybody? These microwavable, I think the thing was tender flaky crust was a big thing with them for a while. And then there was the commercial with the samurai guy go, "You not hungry for a girl, you hungry for a Hot Pocket," like that one, right? So it's like a flaky crust kind of thing. They're frozen. If I'm explaining them like you don't know what they are, just in case you don't, if you've never had them, if you have money and can buy real food. Oh, Pat. All right. That was mean. So they're frozen things and you eat them and they don't taste good, but you're not hungry afterward. And that's kind of the goal, I guess, with food for some people. For me, I ate them a lot in high school, just because I needed to have food in my stomach before I went. And it's just like, well, at least I'm not hungry anymore. That's basically what it is. So that's what you get. So now Hot Pockets has decided they're going to release. So you have to microwave these things, right? They're frozen. You microwave them, and they kind of taste like food. And then you're hungry. You're not hungry for a little while. So now they've decided that they are releasing sandwiches that are just meant to be defrosted and then eaten. And I'm going to say no thanks on that. Just before we even read what they said in the press release, which here it is. Each convenient thaw and eat sandwich. The wording of that is just feels disgusting. Each convenient thaw and eat sandwich is made to be taken on the go frozen and ready to enjoy fresh by lunchtime. First of all, Fresh is doing a lot of heavy lifting on that one. Second of all, no thank you. No, I don't. I mean, I only kind of like Hot Pockets in the first place. Like the breakfast ones I thought I would like and I didn't. The pepperoni pizza ones are just a molten mess of like weird goo. The ham and cheese is tolerable. Yeah, I think there's the ones I remember trying, and none of them. I can't even get the sentence out right now. None of them are anything to really write home about. But these seem worse somehow, right? Like this seems like a terrible idea. But there are 4 varieties: cheddar and ham, of course, turkey and Colby. All right, cheese melt. How many cheeses? Hot Pockets, and pepperoni and mozzarella. And they're apparently nationwide in stores now. So. Yeah, it's real cheese wrapped around some meat in a flaky crust pocket, I guess. And you put them in the freezer. You take them out when you go to work. And then by the time you're ready to have lunch, they should be defrosted and ready to go. If you want to get me one, or if you tell you what, I'll try these on video. I'll unlock it. I'll try these on video if you would like me to do it. If you get them, or if you send me send me some money to buy them and say, use this money to buy these deli witches. I want to see you eat them. Then I'll do that. But I'm not going to get them on my own. They sound disgusting. But Pat, then why do you put this in a segment? Because sometimes, friends, you got to call out stuff that just looks like, right? No? Am I wrong here? Like, does this seem appealing to you? Do you? Okay. You know what? Write in themeltingpat.com, or the email is tmpfanmail@gmail.com. So let me know if you consider yourself to be a Hot Pocket connoisseur. Is this a product that excites you? And if it does, have you tried them? And how do you feel about them? So let me know if you've tried these and you like them, or even if you haven't. If this is something that seems like a good idea to you, you let me know. And I want to hear your thoughts on this. All right, 209-867-7638. Send a text, leave a voicemail, do what you got to do there. And I'd like to know how you feel about Hot Pockets deli witches and that I'm crapping all over them before even trying them, which I guess that's fair. That's a fair criticism for you to make. But also, given the parent company of this, am I wrong to not be excited? Because, what a Hot Pocket tastes like. Now, just imagine that cold, right? Imagine the think about the quality of product for these things that you have to include to make sure they stay fresh while they're frozen. And then when they thaw out, imagine how that tastes, right? Think about that. And then you tell me that I'm wrong to be pessimistic about this. All right. So let me know. Listen, if you like these and you want me to try them, I'll try them for you. I'll do it on video. I don't care. We'll figure it out. I'll have Arthur hold the camera. It'll be great. But, I don't want to say the jury is out because I feel like I've already rendered a verdict, but that's not fair. I haven't tried them. But prognosis negative, I guess. Or no, is it positive? Is negative in this community good or bad? Are we in the medical community now? I don't know. But can you tell I was watching Seinfeld the other day? So yeah, I mean, if you like these, if you tried them, I'd like to hear your thoughts on them. If you think I'm being too harsh without trying it, then that's fair. But also think about where they're coming from, right? Yeah, right. Great, perfect. All right. Speaking of food, we got to rip through some stuff here. Not really, and there's not a lot on the show today, just because. Sometimes I have a lot to talk about, and other times I don't. So I don't remember how this came up the other day. But we were talking about Chinese food, I guess, and like places closing down. And I remembered years ago that this place. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Chinese food, or I certainly wasn't at the time of when this happened. I can do some bourbon chicken now, but generally it's not my favorite. So I remember this years ago. There was a local place. Oh, fun fact, by the way, whenever my family ordered Chinese food, they would go out to a place that's further away than this place I'm going to talk about. But there was a Taco Bell on the way. So I would go in the car and I would get Taco Bell because I didn't really eat Chinese food, which was great. So they found this other place. This place was much closer. And this restaurant was in close proximity to a goose population. Let's put it that way. And it closed suddenly one day. And so we're wondering, like, hey, like, what's going on? We tried to call them, the phone's not working, whatever. And then you hear from someone else, like, oh yeah, they closed because this restaurant was shut down because they were serving goose in place of chicken. So here's my question. I have a couple of questions, and now I'm wondering some other things about this too. But my question is, how did they find out? How did people find out they were serving goose? Like, was this a rogue employee who just been fired and decided to blow the whistle? Or did someone, a regular customer was like, hey, your chicken tastes different these days. What the hell? And then they put it together like, hey, wait a minute. There used to be a lot more geese around here. What happened? What happened to all the geese? And then like, hey, my chicken tastes weird. Somebody finally puts two and two together and realizes, hey, I've been cut. No, it's a Dane Cook joke. Like, no, this is weird. They shouldn't taste like this, right? Where are all the geese? What's going on? And I guess someone went in. I don't know. I guess the health inspector went in and went in to check it out, or whoever is in charge of these things, and determined that, yes, they were serving goose in place of chicken. So I wonder, like, who's the narc, first of all? Unless, I guess, the only way I could see this being, like, okay to narc about is if you got sick. Because I don't know. Like, I mean, maybe some people won't even notice the difference or care. Maybe one's better than the other. I don't know. But I wonder if, like, this had to be like a rogue employee, right? Somebody just got fired for, they got accused of something that they didn't do and they got let go. They're like, you know what? You guys are done. And called the health department or something and said, or maybe would they call the Wildlife and Gaming Commission or something like that? Is that what you call that? Whatever you call that other department. Maybe they called them and said, hey, they're serving goose instead of chicken. I don't know. But so that's my first thought there is like, what happened for them to close? I don't remember if we ever figured that out. I'm sure one of my siblings or my mom will listen and go, no, that's because blah, blah, blah. So let me know. And I'll issue an addition or correction and an addendum, I guess is the word there. But also, I wonder if today, like if that happened today, if a Chinese restaurant was, or not even a Chinese restaurant, if any restaurant was like, hey, the menu says chicken, this tastes like goose. If they were just like, yeah, well, locally sourced, like they'd be heroes today. Locally sourced meat that's, freshly caught, whatever, and no hormones added. They put all that stuff on there, and they'd be lauded as heroes today. And second of all, instead of saying, "Hey, this is chicken," and serving goose, why didn't they just why didn't they just say, "Hey, we don't have chicken right now, but try goose"? Like, do you think that would have turned off enough people where they would have lost a lot of business? Because I got a feeling if you're calling into a place that you have eaten from a lot, right? And so like you generally trust the food that you're eating that is going to taste good, it's not going to mess with you. They say, "Hey, you want to try something new?" There's a good chance you're going to try it, right? Like if you, well, maybe I'm trying to think of a good example. Like if, well, weirdly, like we've been watching Bob's Burgers because the kid likes the song and we love the show. And I remember, Jimmy Pesto started serving burgers. Like if you go there a lot, you're going to try the burger, right? It might not be great, but you're going to try it, right? That's why I don't know why I can't think of a real life example, but the story doesn't seem like real life in parts. But I just wonder, like, would you really, like, would enough people have gone to another Chinese restaurant if that one had said, "Hey, by the way, we don't have chicken for the moment. We're going to serve some goose"? Like, would they have figured it out that they were stealing goose from the nearby, thing and raised this think about it that way? Or would they have not cared at all and just kept rolling right along and eating goose and not said anything? That's what I wonder. These are things I think about when I'm sitting down here or when, when the kid's asleep on me. These are these are the things that I think about. I sit there and I'm watching the Phillies or whatever, and he's snoring away, and I'm trying to, keep everybody comfortable. And I just think about, man, remember that Chinese restaurant that closed years ago near Mom's house? Yeah, I wonder what happened to that. And then my brain just kind of snowballs in these weird directions, and that's how we end up here. So, yeah, if you know, by the way, if you were a local and why this, I don't remember the name of the restaurant, but if you're from Bristol, PA, and the restaurant I'm talking about that was closed many years ago, and why they closed, I'd like to know that too. Like if we ever figured out, I don't know that we ever figured that out, why they closed specifically. Like I know the story is like, oh, they were serving, goose instead of chicken, but I want to know, like, is there more to the story? So if I would like to know, Mom, pull out your menus from the closet and let me know what the restaurant's called so I can let everybody know. Because for the life of me, cannot remember what it's called. But yeah, so Chinese restaurant closed because they were serving goose, locally sourced geese instead of chicken on their menu, and I just think that's hilarious. So again, don't know how this came up in conversation the other day, but I'm glad it did because it gave me a fun little story to tell you today. All right, we actually just got this. No, we have two more things, right? Yeah, one more little entertainment thing we're going to wrap with, and yeah, just this one quick fan mail thing that I got right before we started recording because it fit today. So it said, "Hey Pat, have you ever cut a segment from the show either before or after recording?" Yes, in fact, many times I've cut segments from the show after they've been recorded because I start listening while I'm editing and I go, "Yeah, I don't really like that. We're going to cut that out and move on." That's why on certain points of the show you'll just hear random coins because it's either I had an issue with the audio or I just cut the segment. I just cut part of it entirely. I know, peek behind the curtain, but I figured that's probably it's fine that you know that. Like, there's nothing. I'm not destroying anybody's view of the show, I don't think, by telling you that. But yeah, I've cut stuff from the show both after recording and before. In fact, for today's show, I was supposed to, like someone was mandating, but I meant to talk about commercials being shortened on TV. Like when you hear the one that I thought of specifically was the AT&T commercial with Matthew Stafford, who's a quarterback for the Rams, and he had just been traded. He got traded from the Lions after 12 years to the Rams, immediately won the Super Bowl, and he went in and he's trading in he's like, "Hey, I can trade in my phone, my phone that I've had for 12 years, even though I love my old phone. I would never forget it and the memories we had ever." And she's like, "Yeah, it's a great trade." And he looks at the camera and goes, "Life-changing," and winks. And they shortened that commercial to cut out all of that. And he's just like, "Yeah, you mean I could trade my phone in I've had for 12 years? She's like, "Yeah, it's a great deal." And he just winks at the camera. I'm like, all right, I understand why they cut commercials, but you kind of ruined it. You took it away. You took away the essence of the commercial, in my opinion. That was going to be a segment today. And then I decided, well, what I just told you was going to be the whole segment. So I decided to clip that before we even got there. And there were times when I've written stuff down for the show on like Monday And then I got to recording day on Thursday and looked at it again. And I was like, you know what? We should probably not do this. And some of that became Patreon bonus stuff. Some of it I wrote about instead. Some of it just got scrapped entirely and is lost in the ether. And it will just never come back. Because once I've learned this with I've talked about this with musicians. I've learned this with songwriting as well as, preparing for shows, is if I don't write it down, I'm going to forget it. And then if I don't use it and I just delete it instead of moving it somewhere else, it's going to be gone. Like that'll be gone from my brain forever. And I'll never, whatever it was, it'll just never come back. And I just, I don't really worry that I'm losing out on stuff for the show, but it's just at some time, like the show is, I cast a wide net for better or for worse. That's just what the show is and has always been, because when I started this as a live show 11 years ago, I wanted to just combine all the shows, and I feel like I should update my description to reflect what the show is. But I feel like it's a lot of words because it's a combination of every show that I did in college. I did sports, I did wrestling, I did music, I did general chat, and I decided in 2011 when I got the live radio gig at Party 93.4, I decided I wanted to put all that together in one show. For better or for worse, I wanted to cover as much as I could and bring all of the things that I had so much fun doing together. And now I, kind of ported it over here, and that's where we are. But should I update my show description, by the way? So yeah, what I mean by that, all that to say, I cast the wide net on purpose, but even some things are out of reach, right? Even some things are, I don't really want to do that. Like if it's serious stuff, newsy stuff, I generally will avoid it. Or I'll put it at the beginning for the patrons only. But in general, it's just, what I'm watching on TV, video games I'm playing, sports if we have time or if we're doing it on Thursday or whatever. And the indie band, like the independent artist to put on here. And then whatever kind of stories that I drag up from my brain or things that happen to me and then, or stuff from you too. So you as well, not the band, you too. I don't have enough money to pay them, but yeah. So long answer to your question, but yes, I do cut stuff from the show all the time. And I did it actually today before I even recorded. So yes, thank you very much. Next week, we'll have a bunch more questions. It's already, like I said, already in the can, but I will always accept your stuff. tmpfanmail@gmail.com or themeltingpat.com or 209-867-7638. Send your texts, leave your voicemails, and do the thing over there. All right. Are we done? Almost. One more thing. Let's do something fun. Now we talked about, I don't know, kind of Pat Peavy with the commercial thing, but let's end on something fun. Oh man. So there will be new Beavis and Butt-Head on June 23rd. That's pretty soon on Paramount Plus, a new Beavis and Butt-Head movie. And according to Mike Judge, it will be followed at some point by a series, and all of the old episodes will then be available on Paramount Plus, which is great because if you've ever seen the collections on DVD or like the collections on other streaming services, it's always like, here's collection 1 and here's collection 2, and it's not every episode. So if you've ever wanted to watch every episode of Beavis and Butt-Head, you're going to get your chance. I would guess probably by the fall. I didn't see a date on when the series would be or when the episodes would be available, but although you know what, I do have to imagine that a lot of the music that they played, a lot of the videos they made fun of, they probably have to work through on how to pay those people to give streaming rights for the episodes that their stuff's in. So that probably has a lot to do with it. It's probably what the holdup has been for all this time. But yeah, you're going to get your chance. I would say, you know what? Let me not even guess. But if I was going to guess, it would be, yeah, I remember doing that. No, we never did that. Anyway, that's a joke for one person. I hit my desk. I don't know what's going on anymore. But yes, new Beavis and Butt-Head, a movie. It's coming June 23rd, and then the series will follow. New series will follow, and the old episodes will be available at some point. So there you go. There's your Beavis and Butt-Head news. Fun fact, by the way. Can we play it? Do you think we're allowed to play it? Let's play it for a little bit. I used to use the theme song for the intro of the live show. And when I came over for the podcast, I was like, hey, Ben, can I do this? And he's like, yeah, maybe not. But, You know what we're gonna do? Can we do 10 seconds of it? Nobody. I almost said nobody listens, but I know that some of you do. I hope you do anyway. Nobody who is gonna give me a C and D about this is gonna listen. So here we go. Can we get 10 seconds of that? And welcome to the show. There we go. For old time's sake, just for me. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know why I randomly, maybe I was watching it or we'd watched the movie or something. And I was like, I need some music to come in on, because the way that the live show was structured was it would be my intro and then a song, and then I would come in over the Beavis and Butt-Head music. So the song would end, be like, bow, that's a sustained chord that would end a song. And then it would fade out a little bit. And then Beavis and Butt-Head would fade in, go tick, 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 bow, near, 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 bow, 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 bow. You know the one. I just played it. That's for the patrons, really, because I'm not playing on the Patreon. Also, I just thought it would be funny, and it was for me. So, yeah, I used to use that as the intro, and I thought about doing it for this show, and then I realized I couldn't do that. At least not every, like I could probably get away with it today, but like I couldn't do the whole thing for every show. That would be a problem, right? Paramount or Viacom, whoever would be kicking down the door and be like, hey, why are you using our song? You have to pay us. And so that's why I had to change it. But I like what we're doing now, right? It's good, right? I hope so. It's been episode 3. What are we on? 378? That sounds right. I don't know. You know who would know? Maggie would know. Maggie, what number is this? She knew. When Maggie was on the show, I don't remember this made the show, but I was like, yeah, this is episode whatever. And she's like, 362. And I was like, what the Like, I mean, I write it down like it's on the note here. But I don't, it is 378, by the way. But I don't really like think about it. Like I don't start the show with like, hey, what's this episode 378? Like I never really, unless it's a big one, like 100 or 200 or whatever, or in a number of weeks, 400, or for Doug's sake, 420. Sorry, buddy. I never really think about it. So then when Maggie like had it ready in the chamber, like bam, 362 or whatever it was. I thought that was really funny. Anyway, nothing to do with anything we're talking about right now. But thank you for being here. I think we're done, right? We're good, right? Thanks to 90s Kids for the tune. Thanks to whoever sent in that question. Again, get in all your stuff at themeltingpat.com. There's a contact form there. You can also email me, tmpfanmail@gmail.com. Send a text or leave a voicemail, 209-867-7638. Questions, comments, concerns, observations, and of course, corrections, well wishes, whatever you got. All of those methods go right to my email, which is right at my phone. So the best way, though, is email directly. Or I got to make sure the number is where. Yeah, we just got a thing yesterday, so we're good. Yeah, all of those go right to my phone. So let me know what's what. All right, great. I set it up that way. I didn't want to route it through some other thing, and you have to go in and set up another. No. I get a notification whenever I get anything like that, because I don't want to miss any of your questions. So there you go, which I'm grateful for. And we got a whole episode of them next week, 6 or 7 of them, or however many there were. So we'll get on that next time, because we will not be, you'll get a show still on Saturday. I won't be here. I'll be doing other things. And actually, I'll probably be coming home, right, that day? I think so. But I knew I wasn't going to have time to record and put it together. So, although how fun would it be to do a show on vacation with Jill? Would that be fun? No? That'd be a pain in the ass, probably. Yeah, that'd be more of a pain in the ass. And I'd just do it on my phone or one of our phones, and it wouldn't sound very good, probably. So, well. You know, maybe next time we do a trip somewhere, I'll bring a little thing here, and we'll be able to do a show like on location from somewhere, the two of us. Would that be fun? Is that something you'd like to hear from us? Would that be fun? No? Nobody cares? Great. Pat, I thought you were ending the show. You're right, I am. There is now on at themeltingpat.com. Go to my website, click the network tab, and you will find all of the shows, Panels of Pixels, Wilhelm. Oh my God. I was trying to put them all together, and I screwed it up. Sorry, Ben. Let's try that again. Panels of Pixels, Wilhelm. There we go. What Lurks Behind Podcast Zero. I'm sure I'm missing a couple. Short-lived show is on hiatus because we're busy, but at some point we're going to come back. I don't know when. I hope you'll join us then. I don't know. But yeah, it's at the network tab at themeltingpat.com. That's where you find all of those shows. I'm trying to format it better. I'm not, it's not great, but I'm trying. All right. I'm not trying right this second, but maybe I will. So anyway, that's our show. Oh, geez. Did I already thank 90s Kids? 90skidsband.com, EP Wreck My Life. It's out now. Go tell them I sent you, and they'll say, who the hell is that guy? And that's pretty much where I want to be. Right? Great. Perfect. All right. Pat, just go. You're right. Happy birthday to me. Yeah. Yeah. Me. That's a joke for two people. Man, can you get a little broader with the show is broad, your references are esoteric as hell, Pat. I know. You know what? We're not going to do G Love today. We're going to shorten it. We're going to do my thing because it's my birthday. I can do what I want. But check out G Love and Special Sauce at Philadelphonic.com regardless. And yeah, that's all. We're good for today. We're good? Perfect. I got stuff to do. Jesus. Thanks for being here. I'll talk to you when I talk to you. And you know the drill. Have fun. Be safe. Thank you, veteran. Oh boy, wear your mask, wash your hands, get vaccinated and boosted when you can. And of course, don't do anything I wouldn't do. This has been an Nate Boylan production. We are good, right? I don't want Nate to be mad at me. All right, we are. You've been inside the melting pat. Jesus. Thanks for being here. I'll talk to you next time. Go crap open a cold one.